Hi, my name is James Candelaria, and today we're going to be assembling a 3-camera Sentinel video system. As you can see, I have all the hardware laid out in front of us on the bench. I've got the Sentinel video unit, all 3 cameras, LTE antenna, LTE modem, power adapter, power cable, and camera connectors. Alright, so let's get started. The thing I like to do first is wire up power. So the Sentinel video system requires a good 5-volt video feed, and that can be accomplished by using this 12-volt to 5-volt converter. As you can see, if you take a close look at this converter, there are hot sides on the exterior of the converter and grounds on the inside. In this case, we're going to be attaching the 5-volt side, so we're looking at the 5-volt ground and the 5-volt positive terminal. All we've got to do here is take our power cable, slide it into our screw down terminal, secure them, and away we go. Now if this was being installed in a race car, we would obviously want to have a fused 12-volt connection on these other terminals here. But for now, that's going to cover the power assembly. Next, let's move on to communications. Communications on the Sentinel are accomplished via the LTE modem and the LTE antenna. This is our LTE antenna. This will go on top of the race car, and it will have 2 SMA connectors, one labeled GPS in blue, one SMA connector labeled 4G or LTE. If your antenna has 3 connectors, they'll be labeled LTE main and LTE aux. The connector you want to use is LTE main. So you mate these connectors with the modem itself. So this is our 4G LTE modem. Over here, we mate the magenta side or the LTE main side to the antenna connector here. And we simply screw these down just like any other SMA connector until they latch securely. And we do the same thing for the GPS, except the GPS is going to the loose side of the LTE modem. So now that we've got a nice secure LTE modem to antenna, we're going to put this to the side and we're going to assemble the cameras. So as you can see, we have 3 different types of cameras. This is our USB camera. It's ideally used for a rear view. You can see the USB connector here. We have a standard angle camera with a very small lens, pinhole style lens. This is great for looking out the main view of the race car directly forward, and be as our main canvas camera. This has a female HDMI connector on it. And last but not least, we have a wider angle lens, which is typically used for the interior of the car to cover the driver so that you can see what's going on inside of the race car, again with a HDMI connector. So we're going to take a HDMI to HDMI cable. We're going to attach one end to the camera, put that to the side. We'll do the same for the other. Put that over here, and now we'll attach the USB cable to the rear view camera. Okay, so now all of the sub-assemblies are done. Let's go ahead and attach them all to the Sentinel video unit itself. So starting with camera number 1, the narrow angle camera that is going to be facing out the front of the vehicle. Plug that into the Sentinel video unit here, labeled Cam 1. We'll do the same thing for camera number 2. Directly below camera 1. Now we're going to take our modem that we assembled earlier with its antenna. We're going to attach that directly underneath the USB microphone, which came pre-installed on the Sentinel video unit. Last but not least, we're going to install the 3rd camera, which is again ideal for rear-facing or rear-view camera, to one of the available USB ports. We're going to use the top right in this case. Okay, now that's the final assembly of the Sentinel video unit. All we need to do now is supply power. Since I'm operating this on the bench and I'm not currently plugged into a race car, I'm going to bring over a USB battery pack to power up the Sentinel. So here we have a standard USB power bank. This power bank is certified for use with Sentinel. It has the ability to deliver enough current for 8 hours to the Sentinel. We only support a single battery pack at the moment. If you need to run Sentinel on battery, please contact me for details and I'll provide you with the ordering information. This battery will connect via the barrel connector, just as if it were connected to your car's 12 volt. Directly here into the DC in jack. And as you can see, the Sentinel is now booting. The indicator light has gone pale red to indicate that it is currently loading software and attempting to initialize the hardware. When the hardware is fully initialized, that indicator light will go to blue, and then it'll transition to green. Blue indicates that the hardware is initialized and is trying to bring up the LTE interface, and the LTE interface will fully initialize and begin to go green as soon as it can talk to the cloud. You may also hear that the cooling fan is turned on. That also indicates that the firmware has successfully loaded. Okay, now we see that the Sentinel is blinking green every 4 seconds. We have a functioning Sentinel unit that is now awaiting commands from the cloud. Please check out the next video for configuration information. Thank you.